Hi everyone, I'm Helena Patience from Entreflow Consulting Group. Welcome back to another installment of the Entreflow Appy Hour. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Process Street, which is a kick-ass little app for managing your processes and onboarding. And the best feature, it's free and really easy to set up. So I'm sure you're going to love hearing about Process Street. Awesome. So the kick-ass feature for this app is that you can really easily set up checklists, documentation, and training for your team or your client's team really easily and quickly. It makes it super awesome for everyone to be able to manage their existing processes and track those. For the top features, it's awesome because you can collaborate, so you can work with other people to build out the lists and the documentation. And then as well, what happens is when someone goes to initiate or one of those checklists or the training sessions, then you can actually track to see where they're at in that session. So it makes it really easy for you to manage where everybody's at in those processes. Okay, so a requested feature that we have is that we would like to see the ability to do an e-signature. So if there's any sort of like policy documentation or what have you, it would be great to have an e-signature on there and then be able to retrieve that document later on. That would be a nice little added bonus. The cost is free, which is awesome. If you you get up to 5 processes or checklists, and then 5 users. Now they do have unlimited guests. So what we typically will do with our clients, if we're doing building out some training materials for them, we'll build it out as users, and then we'll just invite all those the employees of our clients as guests, and then they can go initiate the checklist whenever they like. So it's a nice little workaround. If you need more than 5 users and 5 guests, then it's $12.50 per user per month, and they're pretty much the same package. You get a little bit of data recovery on the paid version, so super affordable. On the implementation side, so it is I'd say passes the grandma test, super easy to use. On the usability side, again, passes the grandma test, super easy to use. And for suitability, anybody who is, has any processes that they need to be able to track where people are at in those processes, or if there's a process that's super complicated and lots of different steps and you want to be able to initiate a process of some kind, then great tool for them. It's also great for anybody who has employees that they need to onboard. Everybody needs to be onboarded, so anybody who has new employees coming on, great tool as well. And it'll save people a lot of time. I know when I worked in previous jobs where we had like numerous step processes, we would basically have a piece of paper and tick off a whole bunch of steps along the way to make sure that we followed the steps through, and then we moved over to Excel and started ticking things off in Excel. What I like about this is that you can just reinitiate that process and go back and tick steps as you go along, reinitiate the process for another project or what have you, and then just check how you're doing there. So it makes it a lot easier to manage those processes when you have lots of checklists. So it might be useful for something like you're onboarding for your team or for a new client, or if there's a certain month-end practices, makes it super easy to track those events. Okay, cool. So anyhow, I'm Helena Patience from Entreflow Consulting Group. Thank you so much for joining us for another installment of the Entreflow Appy Hour. And if you like what you see, please subscribe below. Thank you.